What's going on? This is Sook with a warm welcome for 2025. Now, I've wanted to make a YouTube channel for a while. It's been a few years. I've done podcasts in the past. I've created some podcasts where we put out 200 episodes in about 6 months. And it's something that I've kind of been dabbling with here and there, but now's the time. Now is the perfect time. It's the first day of 2025, and it's the perfect time to get started on talking about some of these topics. Now, I want to do a very quick intro video. I recorded one before, but I think it's good practice to record a few times. And I wanted this one to be a little bit more open-ended. I want it to be very free-flowing. That's how I like to create the best, to have it be free-flowing. But I wanted to talk specifically about what this channel is about, what you can expect from this in 2025. I have a certain philosophy, and that philosophy is that every single person is 100% unique, given your circumstances, how you grew up, the different challenges, friends you had, struggles that you had growing up, lifestyle, family. And because of that, all of us view the world in a way that is completely unique to us. Nobody's going to view the world or the challenges that the world faces in quite the same way. For instance, a lot of us are interested in the climate and environment and improving the environment, not just for ourselves, but for future generations. And different people look at that problem through a different lens. Some people see it as, we need some policy changes. Some people are more focused on electric cars, pushing that. And some people focus on plastics in the ocean. And it's my belief, because of how unique each of us are, that when we're living to our fullest selves, when we're being true to our fullest selves, our fullest beings, we are able to come up with solutions that are 100% unique to who we are. And as all of us start to work on those solutions in the world, we see a world filled with abundance. We welcome a world of abundance, more great, more beautiful, more vibrant than we could ever imagine. For example, imagine the climate example, right? You've got somebody working on plastics in the ocean. This is actually there's somebody out there doing this right now. This is a young guy at 19 years old. This young man named Boyan Slat decided this was a problem worth working on, so worth spending time on. And he developed a system for collecting trash from the ocean in a way that doesn't require a lot of power. And is also safe for the fish. It's like a center, structure with two long arms that have nets in them. And the ocean currents bring because most of the trash is on the surface, the ocean currents bring the trash naturally on their own into those nets. And because it's just working on ocean currents, it's not, sucking plastic in. And so fish can very easily swim in, around, and out of those nets. And they also have plans to recycle that plastic. But now it's funded for millions of dollars. There are dozens and dozens of scientists and engineers working with them. And the ocean cleanup project is well underway. And they're also looking at cutting off the source of plastics that come into the ocean, which is, I think, 90% of plastics come from 5 different rivers, I think out of Asia. Is where most trash comes out of. So they're working with local communities now to reduce that inflow while at the same time cleaning it up. And this is something that previously, it looked like it would take thousands of years to start to clean up this trash that's in the ocean. And it would take, tens of thousands of people, maybe millions, maybe billions of dollars. And now there's a young man through engineering, through kind of testing, who's developed a solution that other people can get behind. And imagine, 100 people or 1,000 people like that who decide that there are some problems in the world and they're going to work on solving those problems. That's what this channel is all about. It's about arming you who connects with these kinds of videos with all of the resources that you might need to work through your own trauma, to work through personal challenges, personal doubts, and to also be armed with tools for collaboration, tools for working with people, for connecting with people, for connecting better with yourself, for resolving conflicts, tools with taking an idea and testing out different approaches, different avenues, testing out ways to create prototypes and actually start to get traction for what you're doing. My goal is to share these tools, share these insights, not just for you, but also for myself, so that each one of us can then be those solutions, be that resource for the world, for creating that better world that we could imagine. And I say all this, to say that I believe that 2025 is the first year of the rest of our lives. There's another channel that I've been learning quite a bit from, The Power of I Am, where he talks about our internal thinking, and specifically around the new year, he talked about how every single day is a new year. Every single day is our future, and the more that we live in that future, the more that we live in the reality that the future that we want is in our minds and in how we approach the world. That's what we accept. That's what we create and cultivate every single day. This power of belief, this power of manifestation, affirmations, whatever you want to call it, power of prayer, is extremely powerful. I experienced it myself multiple times throughout my life, where at one point I went from having no kind of background, no like formal education, to putting together an investment group for senior living communities. And we brought together a group of individuals who had collectively created tens of billions of dollars in revenue in the businesses that they created or that they advised or that they worked with. One individual, for instance, was an attorney who regularly worked on multi-billion-dollar deals, merger and acquisition transactions. And I was able to put that team together with nothing but my conviction, a very short executive summary, and just pure belief, self-belief. And we got into a nursing home, an $18 million deal, 117 beds in New Jersey right at the start of COVID that we managed. This same manifestation also helped me go from no formal corporate training or very little corporate experience into getting a job at Facebook as a user experience researcher, which is it's a solid career path. I was earning six figures off that job. I got that job going from nothing to that job, and I think it took me 2.5 months to get that job. And when I say these things, I very humbly thank God for all these opportunities, right? I'm a big believer in manifestation, in the power of our mind, in the fact that God is within us, that we are part of the Creator, that you are, the piece of the Creator is within you, is within me. At the same time, I don't believe that we necessarily are God and that we should be 100% reliant on ourselves. I think it's important to recognize that God is God, and we are pieces, parts of God. We are children of God. But I don't think that we are God. And so I say that in the sense that, when we think from that point of view, more traditional point of view, it inspires a sense of humility and inspires a sense of kind of giving up our life to God, of trusting God, of putting, the power of our lives, trusting kind of that universal force. Some people might use a different word for the eternal, but that's the philosophy that I want to bring to this channel. One that we are capable of absolutely phenomenal things, more amazing than we could ever imagine. And at the same time, a sense of humility, of trust and reliance and kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Giving ourselves up to God, to a higher power. So what can you expect from this channel? What are some of the topics that we'll talk about? I mentioned some of them, but vibration, manifestation. I do want to talk about futurism, about technical solutions to real human and environmental problems. It's my belief that there are no social problems in the world. It's only a problem of access or not having access to resources. And when we look at the world through that lens, our job is not to kind of, redistribute wealth or focus on wealth or distribution or anything like that. Our job is simply to increase access to resources, to give more people more of what they need. And we'll talk about a lot of different topics. There's a lot of different things that I have focused on throughout life, from relationships to confidence to how we deal with each other. There's a lot of different things, especially around conflict resolution and cooperating with people. It's one of our greatest powers as human beings, is our ability to cooperate with each other and our ability to agree upon a shared vision and collectively help to build that vision together. Um, that capability within human beings is entirely unique. Very few animals share that, but the ones that do, like ants, for instance, ants are able to build things under the direction of the queen and for the colony, for the hive. Um, it is phenomenal how resilient ants are. And when I say this, these kind of philosophy, this belief around, there's some kind of collectivism there, but I believe in a collectivism that does not diminish the individual, but promotes the individual, right? A community that is, once each individual is focused on their contribution to the whole, but also their contribution to their self-expression, a kind of melding of East and West, because East is more collectivism, right? The individual kind of is erased for the benefit of the community, the benefit of the whole. Whereas Western thinking is more so the community is erased. You hear this in some of the advice that people hear, let's say in movies, things like that. Like, I kind of rejected my community or rejected my family and did what made me feel alive. I pursued my dreams, right? There's a focus on self-expression and, chasing your dreams at the expense of family, at the expense of community oftentimes, because community can be seen as limiting or as kind of controlling or diminishing that individualization. And to me, I think the solution, the ideal, is a combination of both, the best of both worlds. A community that every person is contributing to the whole, to the benefit of the group. And at the same time, the group is also exists to benefit the individual, to help the individual work through personal problems, to identify some of their strengths, to focus on improving themselves, to focus on cultivating more of a growth mindset and more autonomy and agency, so that they can pursue what they need to pursue to be their very best selves, but then also to bring that back to the community to help the community thrive better. So that's what we'll be focusing on. And this is the first day of 2025. I truly believe 2025 today, right now, this moment, is the first moment for the rest of your life. And I believe it is one of the most powerful moments. This present moment is everything that there ever was and ever is and ever will be. And I believe that when we focus on it, when we tap into what this present moment truly is and truly holds, we tap into the universal law, into universal truths, and into our true selves. I saw a video earlier today about how he was talking about the point of our lives, right? The point of our lives is not what we do. It's not our job. It's not our career, our wealth, our possessions. But it's about understanding and expressing who we are. And in that sense, it's my belief that the expression of who we are is not just what we do, but more so how we do it, right? So I think about me creating videos. Like, I love to create it. It makes me feel alive. It's definitely something that I need to be doing on a very deep spiritual level. And at the same time, there's also how I do it, how I create these videos. When I'm focused on myself, on the views, on making something quote unquote perfect, I'm going to approach these videos in a very different way than when I'm focused on who are you? What do you need to hear? And that you also includes me. What do I need to say in this video? If I had nothing else, if I was going to die tomorrow, what needs to be said? How does it need to be said to convey this message? This message that could be the last message that I ever record in my life. And I believe that the more that we tap into all of these things, the more we benefit and experience a life more beautiful, more abundant than we could ever imagine. That's it. This is Suk. This is the Rise podcast, and that's it. Welcome to 2025.